All right. So it turned out to be a really good thing that I meditated this morning because the car broke down. I was able to get back to the house and everything, but it was like super stressful. It's raining really hard, and yeah, we went through some flooding, and like the car flooded out, and it wasn't going to make it. I had to cancel all my appointments, which is not super exciting. I mean, it's like, oh yay, day off, but also it's like I wanted to see my clients, and I wanted to earn the money that I was going to earn. So and then I'm sitting there like wondering if we're gonna have to like walk the 2 miles that we've already driven and call a tow truck because the car's flooding out. But my point is, it's a good thing that I've been practicing meditation because when stressful things happen, it's kind of getting automatic. I come back to taking a breath, to conscious breathing, and to my center, and so it's just really helpful, and it it's almost like a way. I mean, I meditate all the time now, in a sense, like all day long. I'm always coming back to my breathing. Anytime I notice myself going down some spiral of thinking, I come back to my thinking. I come back to my breathing because I know that really my productivity doesn't arise from my thinking all the time. It it, it arises from presence, and the intellectual mind, my thoughts make a wonderful servant but a horrible master. And so, like when I'm driving or something, I like to be present with my breath, and then when it's time to sit and think about something, I can let those thoughts emerge from presence rather than just from like sort of like a monkey mind chatter kind of thing. And so yeah, it's a good thing I meditated this morning. Honestly, I don't meditate every single morning. I meditate every single day, and sometimes it's not the first thing I do. Usually it's the last thing I do, definitely in the evening, and like into the night. And if I wake up in the night, I meditate. And but it's like I really do it all the time, and that's what got me to do meditating, is that I started doing it all the time because I was a procrastinator. Like I couldn't. I got to a point where I couldn't really meditate after I first started, and I had some amazing experiences. But then it was hard to keep up with the discipline, and I procrastinated about it. So but I developed this practice of like breathe. I mean, some people just call it mindfulness, but it's like meditating all the time, really. And some people don't like the term mindfulness, because it's like, is meditating really about having your mind be full? I mean, we all use words in different ways, but it's really just conscious, aware breathing. That's the basis of it. And some people say, well, that's practice for meditation, and the real meditation is when you let go of the practice and you get sort of taken by this state of presence, and from that's what we would probably call in our westernized society, we would call it like a non-ordinary state of consciousness. And if you meditate enough, like diligently, persistently, even if you think you're not good at it, even if you think you're not good at meditation, just it's like you keep the practice going, you'll get to these spaces between the thoughts. So yeah, taking a deep breath. So that's the practice. And it's not just taking a deep breath, which is actually great. It's great to remember to take a deep breath. We breathe all the time, but when you bring your consciousness to it, it's different. But you don't have to take a deep breath. You don't have to change your breathing. You just bring your awareness to your breathing. And a lot of times what I do is I just say, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I say that with my breath to myself internally, like as I go throughout my day. Sometimes I'll have a different mantra. Like I'll have one that I'll do when I'm seeing clients, so that I'm present and focused. And they just kind of come naturally. Like sometimes it'll be breathing in, breathing out. Sometimes it'll be I am loving awareness, I am present, I am willing. Sometimes it'll be the Hawaiian Ho'oponopono mantra phrase, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I do one with each exhalation, or one with each part of my breath. Like inhale, one part, exhale the next part, inhale, I love you, exhale, I'm sorry, inhale, please forgive me, exhale, thank you. Either that or I just do an inhale and then exhale on each phrase. Inhale, exhale, I love you, and so forth. And I just do it how I feel to. I do a lot of things how I feel to. I mean, I have, lessons. I've studied these things, been taught to do them certain ways, but and in a moment, I do them how I feel to, and it's presence. It's what brings presence. It's quality of presence. It's quality of being or well-being. I think of it as. In other words, your wellness is springing from your inner being. You are your consciousness, your life is emerging from your inner being, from your beingness, which is well. I mean, when we cultivate presence, our being is well, and whether our physical body is in a state of wellness or not is somewhat related, but somewhat unrelated to that. Relative, depending on what relative plane of truth that we're in, because you can be, totally, in the hospital writhing in pain and your inner being is well. And that may sound strange. I mean, is this too much for you? Do you kind of get this? There's, people that go and do this work, they go and sit with people in the hospital and help them to find that inner peace, that inner well-being. And I mean, it's kind of sad to think about, but at the same time, it's something that we all go through. We're attached a lot. I mean, all humans, but especially in our culture, we tend to be attached to like not suffering, and that's like victory. We're not going to get old. We're not going to show the signs of aging. We're not going to die. We're not going to be in pain. Eventually, it happens to all of us until science comes up with some miracle, or someone else comes up with a miracle. I don't know, Jesus or something, but he still hasn't cured death as far as I know, right? Except for in a spiritual sense. I mean, not in this sense of this plane that we're on, where we have a limited time and we die. So it's good to remember to take a conscious breath, take an aware breath. And yeah, it can be a deep breath. I mean, when you bring your conscious awareness to your breath, you're likely breathing a little deeper. So yeah, I'm glad I did that morning meditation. I was attuned to my breath so that when things got stressful, I was in the car with my son this morning, and I was able to regulate. Because, I mean, this is necessary for me. It has been over the years. I haven't always been this self-regulated, wonderfully mature person that I am. I say that with humility, but I mean, things are different. Things are different because, we all have our path in life, and boy, in my teens and 20s, things got kind of rough, and even into my 30s a bit. But I'm only 32, so I'm just kidding. I'm old. I'm old now, but it's all relative. If you're older than me and you're hearing this, please don't be offended, because I'm in this with you. But and if you're younger than me too, I mean, we're all in this together. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. But so yeah, I really appreciate the chance to talk with you, make this video, and really enjoy this chance to have personal growth by sort of journaling online, and I hope that it feeds you and serves you to consume this content, and I hope you come back for more if it does. And I like to say I'll see you on the next video, but really you'll see me, or I'll see you in the comments, or I'll see you if we work together someday. But yeah, that is another story. So be it, and amen, and Om Shanti, and aloha. I'm Tom Kirkham, and I'm on Big Island, Hawaii.